We had a big weekend. We brought the league leader on Friday night, Illinois State, a tough and feisty Indiana State team on Saturday, and it really was a great battle on Friday night. I really give a lot of credit to our defense. It was probably one of the best defensive matches we've had all year in terms of every part of it. I think it started with our block. Our blocking execution did exactly what we wanted them to do this weekend, and that obviously allowed our backcourt to get in a position to challenge a lot of balls. So we had some amazingly long rallies. There were some points in there where I would look out and both teams looked completely exhausted. One of those times where you wish you had more timeouts to use to give your kids a break, but the positive thing is the other side looked tired too. So it was just a battle in some of those points. So very proud of our kids' effort this weekend. But like I said, our blocking was probably the best that it could have been. Both teams hit well below their average for the year. We hit 111 and Illinois State hit 083, and I think obviously a lot of that has to do with great defense as opposed to not very good offense. So a very good effort by both teams on defense. I think we were able to win two very close games against a very good team, so I thought that was another huge positive for our team on Friday night. It was something that was really good to see. That effort. And I think for us, after the tough loss against Southern Illinois, I was really proud of the way our kids came back. And it was right away last Monday, our first practice since that loss. Our kids were ready to go. And sometimes after that, you really don't know. You think it's going to take a couple days to get back into it. But we had a really good practice week last week. The effort, we worked them really hard, and I think it really showed on the weekend. So very proud of the whole week, and obviously our match on Friday night. On Saturday night, we were a little bit worried as coaches just for kind of a letdown, not in effort, but just we knew how tired our kids were. Indiana State on film was playing very good volleyball. They had a really good, easy time with Drake the night before. So just having the emotional and mental and physical effort to be ready to go for Indiana State worried us a little bit. But again, it's our conference. We have to do that back to back. And so it's something that we know that we have to be prepared for. But Indiana State was as good as we thought they were, very scrappy, a very energetic team. And in fact, at one point, I really challenged our team because we were with our home crowd, and I felt like that team had way more energy and enthusiasm than we did. And it was our house and our crowd, and I felt like they were feeding off of all of you more than we were. So, but I knew part of it was because of the mental and emotional drain, but we really challenged them to kind of step up that side of it. But we ended up losing a tough first game, and we're able to hang in there even through what I would call a little bit of ugliness. We hung in there and were able to win that match in 4. We had some uncharacteristic things, I think, for this time of year. But there's a couple timeouts where I just said, that was just ugly. There's no doubt about it. The crowd could have maybe even booed that if they wanted to, but you got to get over it, and we got to bounce back and be ready to go. So a good week for us. I think ending the first round of conference play, I really feel like that conference championship is out there for about 5 teams have a chance at it, and obviously, it's a big weekend for us because 2 of those 5 teams that have an opportunity to win that conference championship, we go against this weekend at their place. We have Missouri State and Wichita, both very good teams. Both were here, it feels like just yesterday, but it was about a month ago, and we had great battles with them. Missouri State was a team that we lost the first 2 and were able to come back and win in 5. So obviously, they're going to be very prepared for us. And Wichita was kind of a struggle for us. So 2 very good teams. I think when you look at some of the stats in film, both teams, we had trouble defending their middles. And one of their middles, she's just kind of a special athlete, very tough to defend. Ashley Andrade from Wichita State is hitting over 500 in the conference, which we get excited when we can have a kid do that for one match, and she's doing it match in and match out. So she's going to be somebody we have to kind of find maybe a way just to slow down. I don't think she's going to be somebody that we completely stop, but to slow down a little bit. But the other middles, we have to work harder at defending the middle. That will be a big focus for us this week, is working on that, because it was definitely something we struggled with when they were here. Both teams will have great crowds. Both teams are great defensively and offensively. I think this time of year it's a little bit more challenging because we obviously have a ton of film on them. We get every conference match. They have a ton of film on us. We have the matches that we competed against each other. So we will have them scouted upside down, inside out. They will have us scouted upside down, inside out. So it's one of those things where you go in with a game plan and you have to be ready to make a lot of adjustments throughout the match. So we'll be challenged with that part of it, but we're looking forward to that. I kind of like that time of year as well, being able to make those adjustments. So we're looking forward to it. Great volleyball crowds, so it's one of those where you try to use the opposing team's crowd in your favor, pretend like they're cheering for you. We talk a lot about that and work on that. So we're really excited for the second half, and we get to start it off with a bang with two really good teams this weekend. So, any questions?
Bobbi, traditionally the second time through the rotation, you throw in some new wrinkles. Do you plan to do any of that, or just improve on what you've already learned?
I think, we'll try to do a few different things offensively, but we have a few things we want to get better at and need to get better at. We're still not anywhere near where we need to be in our transition offense. We dig a lot of balls, and we just have to work really hard at being able to get a better offense out of it. And we have a lot of scramble plays that we need to talk through and get swings out of. So to be honest, that's a bigger focus for us right now than to add anything new. I think, we're fortunate because we have, even though we're running some of the same offense, I think we're very capable of hitting any or setting any of the attackers, so that helps keep it fresh. We're not running the same play and setting that same person every time. We can mix it up a little bit that way, but we will add a few new plays. But again, there's a few focuses we need to be better at before we do a lot of that.